soldiers were able to defend a fortress. These windows are actually called rifle slits. So first of all, if you were an invader, for example, let's say you had a foreign country ship that came out here into the bay during the gold rush, and somehow you managed to get on Alcatraz, you have to first of all bring down that drawbridge, because that part of the road did not exist. You have to bring down that drawbridge, then you would have to run across this road. Well, there was always a soldier stationed here and a soldier stationed over there. You could point your rifle through these slits and fire at whoever was coming up the road. However, if you notice, these rifle slits are exactly right across from your friend. So basically, this soldier can kill the soldier in that room if he actually used his rifle slit. But they never actually had to use it because the fortress was never invaded. In fact, no foreign countries or Confederate sympathizers ever tried to attack Alcatraz during that time. Now the first prisoners, Confederate sympathizers, the really badly behaved military men, the prisoners from San Francisco during the Great Earthquake, they were all kept in that room right there. You see there's a hole in the ground. If you stand right above it, you could actually sometimes feel how cold the air is down there. Now it's like a dungeon level. And the size of that room down there is about the same size as this room.
Wow.
The first prisoners
about 20 feet down.
Confederate sympathizers, and they were 11 men. They kept them all in there with a diet of just bread and water. Blankets were considered a luxury in those days, so no blankets, no bed, and they had a bucket to share as a bathroom. No running water, no sewage, nothing like that up there, down below.
No way.
Now, eventually,
I'm a city
when
guy.
they brought in the prisoners from San Francisco and more military men that were badly behaved, they kept them down there, and they also kept them in this room. And then they ran out of more space, so they kept them in that room. But these two rooms had cannons. Right here on the middle, you can see that there's actually this channel right here, and this other channel. You had a cannon that was pointing that direction, so that wall, the bookshelf, and that door was not there. That was an opening. You had another cannon pointing that direction, so that window was also open. So you had two cannons here, but you could not use the cannons if you had the rooms crowded with prisoners. So they made those prisoners make their own prisons throughout the island, out here on Alcatraz, because they were running out of space out here in the guardhouse.
Yeah. On the level downstairs, that's completely contained? Because I noticed it was light down there.
There's a large window about this size. Originally, they did not have this window. They had more rifle slits like this, but they did have them sealed up. And even if they broke through them, you can notice that it's a very tight squeeze to squeeze through that. And it's brick. It's not like it's easy to squeeze out through that, but they were never able to escape from down there. And but it's very cold and damp, very unpleasant. A lot of those men eventually got a lot of fleas. They were just very miserable, and some of them would actually sign a form saying that they were for the Union and that they supported Abraham Lincoln as a president in order to be brought up here to this level, or at least to hopefully be released, just because basically that they were for the Union and not for the Confederacy, just so they were taken out from that level. But it's very cold because that level down there is basically at the same water level, so it does get very, very cold down there. So we're going to head up this road.
It's like the
Wait for the tram to go by. Right there, though, I just want to point out that there's a really good model of what Alcatraz used to look like as a fortress.
Yeah,
you see where both of those cannons are pointing? That's towards the Golden Gate Bridge. We're on the back side of that model, facing the wall.
Sorry.
And this photo shows a couple of soldiers, and this Rodman cannon would fire a 15-inch cannonball.
Wow, that's the one.
This Rodman cannon was pointing out towards the Golden Gate. Right here is where you have the Golden Gate Bridge. This is San Francisco, and this is Marin County. the Marin Headlands. So this is where you would have the Golden Gate Bridge. We'll eventually go towards the far north end where this cannon was located. But when you go back to Pier 33 in San Francisco, there is a model of what the Rodman cannons used to look like out there. This cannon down here in this other room is actually very small. And the purpose of that cannon was in case anyone was already had managed to gain access to the fortress, they could fire that cannon. That one, I found out, that does not fire cannon balls. In fact, it fires this container that contains all these pellets in it. So basically, when it fires, it turns your body into hamburger meat, basically. Ew. So it's a very, very dangerous cannon. Of course, it's not usable, so it's safe. But that was what it was meant to do, in case somebody was already approaching the soldiers from this area. So we're going to head up the road and by the Officers Club, a building that has no roof.